Look, be honest for a second. You open your banking app. There's not much there. Maybe a few $1,000s, maybe less. And then you see someone online saying, "Bro, I didn't start investing until my 40s and now I've got six figures saved." And immediately your brain goes, "Okay, so I've got time. I'll just make real money later." That thought right there, that exact thought, that's the mistake that quietly costs people millions of dollars over their lifetime. Because here's the uncomfortable truth: $10,000 in your 20s can be worth $100,000 in your 40s. And I know that sounds insane. I know it sounds like clickbait. But once you see the math, and more importantly, once you understand the psychology behind it, you'll never look at money the same way again. Introduction. My name is Zach, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, investing, and how people accidentally sabotage their financial future. If you're someone who feels behind financially, keeps telling yourself you'll start later, or thinks investing only matters once you're making real money, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. All right, let's talk about why starting small early beats starting big late. Challenging the biggest financial lie. Here's the thing. Most people believe this idea that how much you invest matters more than when you invest. So they say things like, "I'll start once I'm earning more. I'll invest when I can put in serious money. Right now, it's not worth it." And look, I get it. Putting away $100 or $200 a month doesn't feel life-changing. But here's what most people don't realize. Time is not a multiplier. Time is the multiplier, and missing it early is brutally expensive. The simple math most people never see. Let's walk through two people. No fancy spreadsheets, no complicated formulas, just clean, real numbers. Person A starts in their 20s, age 25, invests $10,000 one time, annual return 8%. Very realistic for a diversified stock market portfolio. Never adds another dollar. By age 65, that $10,000 becomes around $217,000. Let that sit for a second. They invested once, did nothing else, and ended up with over 20 times their money. Person B starts in their 40s, age 45, invests $100,000, same 8%, same market. By age 65, that $100,000 becomes about $466,000. Now yes, $466,000 is more than $117,000. But look at the input. Person B invested 10 times more money and only ended up with about twice as much. That gap, that's the cost of waiting. This is where it gets really interesting. Now let's make it more realistic, because most people don't invest $100,000 all at once in their 40s. What actually happens is this. They start late. They feel behind. They panic, and panic leads to chasing risky investments, trying to catch up, pulling money out during downturns. Meanwhile, the person who started early, they had decades to mess up and still win. That's the real advantage. The psychology that makes this so hard. Here's what's really going on in your brain. Humans are wired to overvalue the present, undervalue the future, avoid things that don't give immediate rewards. Saving $200 today doesn't feel good. Buying something, that feels good immediately. So your brain says, "I'll deal with investing later." But the market doesn't care about your feelings. It only rewards time in the system. An analogy that makes this click. Think of investing like planting a tree. If you plant a tree at 25, by 45 it's already huge. If you plant it at 45, it's still just getting started by retirement. And no amount of money can buy back those lost growing years. You can water it more, you can buy better soil, but you can't rewind time. Real-world data that proves this. According to Fidelity, the average annual return of the S&P 500 over the last century is roughly 10% before inflation, around 7 to 8% after inflation. And according to Charles Schwab, investors who start in their 20s need to save less than half per month compared to those who start in their 40s to reach the same retirement goal. Not because they're smarter, because they started earlier. Addressing the big objection. Now, you might be thinking, "Zach, that's great, but I don't have $10,000. Okay, fair. Most people don't. But that's not the point. The point is starting, not the amount. Because here's the secret nobody tells you. Your first dollars are your most powerful dollars. They compound the longest. They build the habit. They change how you see money. $100 invested early beats $1,000 later. If you invest $100 a month starting at 22 versus $300 a month starting at 35, the person who started earlier often still wins. Not because they invested more, but because they let time do the heavy lifting. The identity shift that makes this change everything. Here's where psychology beats math. The moment you invest, even a small amount, you stop being someone who wants to invest someday. You become an investor. That identity change affects how you spend, how you earn, and how you think about money. And over decades, identity compounds just like money. Actionable steps you can take today. Let's make this practical. Step 1. Start small immediately, even $25 or $50. The goal is momentum, not perfection. Step 2. Automate everything. Remove willpower from the equation. Set it once, let it run. Step 3. Invest boring. Low-cost index funds, no gambling, no hype. Step 4. Increase slowly. Every raise, every side income, increase contributions, not lifestyle. A short story that drives this home. I've talked to people in their 50s who make great money, and almost every single one says, I wish I had started earlier. Not because they didn't earn enough, but because they didn't understand how powerful time really was. The real takeaway. This isn't about becoming rich overnight. It's about avoiding a lifetime of financial stress by doing something uncomfortable early. Starting small feels pointless. Waiting feels safe. But safety is an illusion. Time is the real asset. Final motivation and call to action. Look, if you're in your 20s, you are not behind. You are early. And if you're in your 30s or 40s, the second best time to start is right now. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Don't wait for more money. Don't wait for confidence. Confidence comes after action. If this video helped you see money differently, hit the like button, subscribe for more financial clarity without the nonsense, and start today, even if it's small. Because one day, future you is going to look back and say, I'm really glad I didn't wait.